I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. America has a blown-out speaker. The Republican clown show just never leaves town, does it? Holy hell, just when you think the Republican Party can't come up with something new to hurt Americans, they decide to become cannibals and eat each other. This right here is Kevin McCarthy. In the 234-year history of the House of Representatives, its members have never, ever voted to fire their leader in the middle of a term. But the Republicans have never had this many inept, ignorant, uneducated, illiterate, untrained, mindless, moronic, imbecilic, useless, or slutty members in the House of Representatives. The Republicans ban books. They take women's rights and go after drag performers. You know, the important stuff that America needs handled. It took 15 votes for Kevin McCarthy to become speaker, and he agreed to rules that said one member could call for a vote to expel him. This is that member, and he really is a member, isn't he? Yeah. Kevin wanted the job so bad he agreed to anything. And you know what? The Speaker of the House is a person that makes deals. The Speaker of the House is supposed to be like an incredible wheeler dealer, a negotiating mastermind. And Kevin negotiated that one douchebag could put his speakership on the line. Wow. Way to deal, Kevin. We as Americans have to be so glad that he got taken out before he gave Seattle to Canada. Here's my issue. We pay these people to work for us. We pay them to get things done so our country doesn't become Iran, Venezuela, or Florida. And McCarthy is such a shite deal maker, he couldn't even handle these dingleberries. So he's gone. But at least the Republicans had a plan and instantly voted for a new Speaker of the House. Yeah, I'm kidding. The petty children of the Republican Party in the House of Representatives adjourned for a whole week. Thank God there's nothing happening in the world. Nothing at all. You know, the Republicans don't have a plan, a clue, a soul, or a leader. The House of Representatives is closed. None of the nation's work is getting done. Nothing. However, one of class act Kevin McCarthy's last actions before he left was to kick Steny Hoyer out of his office. He also went after Nancy Pelosi and kicked her out of her office. Of course he did that, because when she was speaker, she handed the Republicans their ass weekly and did a damn good job for our country. She consistently got her job done. She's never dropped the ball. She kept everyone in line, and like her or hate her, she kept her caucus together. And she never gave the power of the gavel to caucus suckers like this. I'm Christopher Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. I have trademark caucus suckers, by the way, and we're going to sell T-shirts that go to whoever goes against Matt Gaetz. God, I can't believe you have fucking clowns in America. Hey, everybody, Christopher Titus Podcast. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching. With me, as always, the lovely Bombshell Ray.
What's up, people?
And the Highlander.
This chair.
You're a little tiny man.
There can be only one little
Hi,
one.
everybody. Welcome to the clubhouse.
You guys are cute. You look like two of the dwarfs. The 7 dwarfs, not
Sleepy and
Never
Harley.
I would rather not be tall because
And the Highlander.
there can be only one.
There you go. There can be only one. Yeah, it's me. Just so you guys know, Rachel's birthday was last night. We had a giant party. I got amazingly drunk and then fell down. I'm not sure a portion or all of a flight of stairs. So I'm a little messed up. Just so you guys know, I'm also the guy that fell into the bonfire when he was 17 and fell back in a chair and broke his ribs over COVID, one of his ribs. So I want you guys to know that I'm taking 3 months off from all alcohol. I'm announcing it.
The thing is, I just want to say, being a Southerner, first of all, I think you overshare. But second of all, you don't drink all the time.
No.
And I told my brother this morning that is part of it, that because your tolerance is not something you've really been building up every day. When you drink so much last night, it was you were fine, and then all of a sudden not.
And then, so the key takeaway is drink more.
Drink every day.
Here's the thing. No. I want my time because your tolerance. I think I've been building my tolerance up over the last couple of months, though. It's been getting worse and worse.
Yeah. Why?
We started drinking more wine at home.
No, don't.
No,
drink
you don't drink wine. You
wine
have vodka.
So you're like in drinking training.
But she handles it. Like, see, so I am a genetic nightmare when it comes to alcohol. If you look at mom and dad, I am like, there is like, it's like they got, when it comes to alcoholism, they were dealt a royal flush.
Yeah.
Here's all the genes to become the worst human being.
I have fighter pilot genes.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
so my dad, I lock it down. I'm not a stumbler. I can't stand, no offense, when people stumble, slur their words, can't speak. I cringe at that when people do that.
As do I.
Because everything is locked down.
So
right?
you know when to cut, when to like slow down.
Absolutely. I had 3 drinks last night total, but I didn't drink all of my third one. Because after like I had the first couple of sips of the third one, my brain went, you shouldn't have any more. And that was that. So that's why I feel okay today.
See, my brain goes, come on.
Yeah.
What? Listen, you've had 6. The 12 is
Minus
good.
5.
12
That's only
is
one.
good. Yeah.
There is an alcoholic phrase about that, right? That Nils Lofgren
Nils
told you.
Lofgren said, he said,
One is too many.
one is too many and 1,000's not enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that I've never experienced that. My whole life, certainly when I was younger, especially, I got drunk and I was less discerning. But even when I was younger, I was always very careful to not get to a place where I was like stupid. And
Not me.
I think it's because I don't have anybody in my family. I don't know anyone in my family that was an alcoholic.
Had a problem, right?
And I know that my sister's dad, and my sister, I remember telling me when we would go out and have drinks, she, even now, for her birthday in Palm Desert, never thinks it has, there's no vodka in this. And I'd be like, I just filled that with,
There's
I don't
no
taste
water
it.
in that.
Yeah, and she always goes, oh, come on, you're being funny. And I go, no. And she goes, taste it. And it's like, half vodka.
You're crying.
So that's something I've noticed with her. And also she loves the taste of the liquor in something.
Right.
And so most people try to cover that up. And so she also is more aware of it.
It's interesting that you know when to stop, but you didn't have an example. You didn't have any like.
I think a lot of people
Well,
like that though. Some I don't. I mean,
Just naturally.
My dad was never stopped, constantly, never. I don't think in my entire life my dad ever stopped.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
Like ever.
Really? He never said I'm taking 3 months?
Nope. He would
Yep,
switch
same.
it up. He would switch it up to beer. Then he'd go to Black Russians and he would go back and forth to stuff. But he never once stopped.
My dad would switch from like Budweiser to like Pabst Blue Ribbon. That would be his switch.
That
He's
was
like,
his
look, I
big-
gotta, I'm
I
gonna
gotta
change
cut
things up
back.
a little.
Well,
Yeah, change it up.
Yeah.
So and you know why I drank so much last night? Because they ousted the speaker. That's why.
oh,
McCarthy got it. I was like, I can't take this shit.
A lot of people threw themselves down the stairs. It was-
so most people have a mechanism. Here's the funny thing. I typed in, why don't alcoholics know when? And, Google finishes it.
Right.
And it's
Picture of
awesome
Titus?
what,
No.
Picture my dad.
yeah, exactly. Know how to take directions, know how to eat well. It's like people are looking up things about themselves.
Right.
Most people have a mechanism called the bed nucleus of the stria terminals, the BNST, and it helps us sense the effects of alcohol and thus manage how much we drink. However, if that is not functioning properly, people may not realize when they've had enough and just keep on drinking. It's a genetic mutation in the brain.
Drunk fact.
I love
Drunk.
what John Mulaney said. Blackout drunk. He said he goes it's when your brain goes to sleep, but your body soldiers on.
I love that.
No, your body gets all eye of the tiger.
That was it.
That's
I
what
was
he
like,
says.
there was something off. Yes.
Mulaney's really funny. So again, the Republicans have shown what dipshits they are. Again, people always say to me, "You're libtard, you're this." I just seem to want to be with the people that listen. We're paying these people. I pay taxes. I want some people to get their fucking jobs done, and these guys, they become this group. Like, let's say what you with Pelosi. You don't have to like Pelosi, but Pelosi did her fucking job. She did her job,
Mhm.
and these guys in there right now, like
For a long time.
right. So one guy.
Mhm.
Matt Gaetz. So remember when Kevin McCarthy got the speakership? It was 15 votes. 15 votes.
rounds of voting.
15 votes. He finally
Which was historic.
he had to give concessions to Gaetz. Which why is this massive forehead? And that's me saying it. Why does this guy have any power at all? He's just loud.
Yeah, that's my question.
There's 21 fringy Republicans, the MAGA Republicans, Boebert,
Green.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yep.
Yeah, all of those, Jim Jordan. And so he had to negotiate with them to become speaker. We
Because
did a
he
whole
only had
podcast
5
about that.
extra votes.
Mhm.
That's right. So he agrees.
Two.
Anybody can one guy can just come in and go, yeah, we're going to call for a vote to oust you. He
And I'm
agrees
sorry,
to that.
That was Matt Gates's.
That was Matt Gaetz.
So, and then now Matt Gaetz is using it
And he did.
9 months
But
later.
not before he went on all kinds of media outlets and basically called him a pussy, a loser, this loser, worst speaker we've ever had. And I mean, he totally
Trump.
trolled him for a week before he did it. And we've never really had
No.
that.
No, we had no. In fact, what we've talked about over the years is that the Republicans seem to have, the one thing we always said is they would always lockstep it. But whatever's going on now, man, they are out of control. So Ukraine aid, so they took a week off. Again, just to show how awesome they are. And I brought this up in the Armageddon update. All right, we're going to oust this guy, but we got another guy ready, right? Nah. Yeah, but we just signed a budget thing that we only got 45 days to pass a budget or the government shuts down. So we should probably get a guy. Nah.
No,
Like,
they're just a wrecking ball. They have no.
that's what it is.
They get together on messaging, right? But they don't.
Yeah,
they
but
don't want to fix anything.
But it's not messaging about anything we need. It's not messaging about healthcare.
Yeah, it's cultural
They
shit.
talk about drag queens, won't talk about guns. They like that we have more mass shootings. Here's the thing. It seems to me, Hakeem Jeffries and this is why I'm currently with the Democratic Party. They get up. They pass bills. They get their shit done. They've passed less bills and since he's been speaker than they said. It's usually 118 per session or whatever like that. They had 12 or something like that.
But they have had a lot of hearings on the president's son who's not in office.
And does a computer exist or not?
Yeah.
Who's not in office, never been in office. And I just, when people say you're a libtard, I go, nah, man, I'm just voting for the fucking people that are doing what we are paying them for, what I'm paying them to do.
So, right. So what's the alternative? Is it to not do anything? Because if you look at what Kevin McCarthy negotiated or whatever,
right.
but that things got done and both parties could point to that thing as a success.
Do you know why they got rid of him? Because he took the bill, the continuing resolution to keep the government open. Democrats helped to vote on it. They voted on it.
The whole thing is
they were
he
pissed.
worked with Democrats. And
that's a no-no.
But who?
That's what the fucking thing is supposed to do. That's how it's designed.
That's what you get paid. That's the whole job.
It's the whole job.
To try and have a representation of the constituency and then somehow bills that are passed should be somewhat sort of in the middle-ish and have something for everyone. That's the whole point.
And I do think absolute power corrupts absolutely. And I think if the Democrats, I would say right now, you got to vote Democrat just because they're the only people getting the job done.
Yeah.
You have to. By the way, that people keep, I am really conservative on so many issues, but my God, these idiots are not, they're honestly, they're the worst group of idiots I've ever seen. They can't agree with each other to get something done. How's that possible?
Yeah, it's pretty messed up. I was surprised that the non-fringy Republicans supported kicking Kevin McCarthy out because to me, I thought that they would see that, it's sort of the devil, right? What if Jim Jordan gets in? What if Matt Gaetz wants to get in? What I mean? Like, what if we end up with one of these fringy people?
I thought it was all the fringy people. Who else?
McCarthy's kind of fringy, but he became fringy. You got to remember, Donald Trump was over. Kevin McCarthy talked shit about him on the day of January 6th when they were verifying the vote, and then he said he's responsible. He did this. A week later, he's at Mar-a-Lago, and they got pictures of him shaking Trump's hand.
Yeah.
So again, there's something. Again, I'm going to say this. It's going to come out years from now. Trump has a lot of shit on a lot of people. Trust me. There's no way you back this idiot. There's no way unless he goes, go ahead, don't back me. Don't back me.
Mm-hmm.
You'll lose everything.
Yeah.
I'll let this out.
I felt like in his very long speech
45
yesterday.
minutes.
Just say
45-minute loser
go.
speech.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I felt like he was referencing Trump at some point. Did you get that?
I didn't see the whole thing. I was driving to get food for your party.
Oh, thank you. That was very nice of you. No, this was earlier. It was, I felt like he was alluding to the fact that Trump was pushing those 21 fringy people to get him out. Yeah.
Didn't he though? Didn't he give Matt Gaetz push him to do it?
He told them to, yeah.
But here, okay, so here's what I don't get. And explain to me the logic behind this. What are they possibly thinking? Why is it that the Republicans it's all about grievance, anger, and fucking up the country? It's like they just we didn't vote with those guys. Yeah, but that's your job. You're supposed to come out to something, and they haven't passed one bill to help us. The last bill that the Republicans passed was for the tax cut, and which gave millionaires and billionaires 80% of the tax cut. Right. People get mad at me for being with a Democrat. I'm like, I'm just voting for the people that are getting shit done. Yeah. That's it.
So Matt Gaetz said that by using Democratic support, that McCarthy had not fulfilled his promises to conservatives. Some of the people that were against it said that it could plunge the House into chaos. And Gaetz' response was, chaos is Speaker McCarthy. Chaos is somebody who we cannot trust with their word, which is funny because McCarthy had an agreement with Biden several months ago. This was done. And then
they had a handshake agreement on the budget. They had legislated it. They had it done. They were like, okay, when this comes up, we're going to do it. So we have a budget. Right.
So because he's a weenus, then he was affected by them, the fringy people, 21 people out of the whole group.
Yeah, it's not 2% by any chance. Yeah.
So he reneged on his deal with Biden, then gave them what they want. And then they voted against that to be assholes because what was it that they were trying to keep out of the bill? Oh, Ukraine funding. Then he had to take some of their crazy shit out and get Democratic support.
Because we were going to shut the government down. And this is the one time I think the Democrats stood up and were like, hey, man, yeah, sure, good. The military's not going to get paid. Everybody's not getting paid. All the services are going to be stopped. And it's on you guys. You guys are the House. You guys have the fucking do it.
But he gave them what they wanted.
And they still voted against it.
And then they voted against it because Trump once told them to shut the government down. What did he truth something about shutting the government down?
Oh, does that make all the...
Because then you said that he thought Biden would be blamed, which is like how many layers of criminality do you have to think of?
Or you could just do your job. How about you guys just do your fucking job? Because what's going to happen now? Okay, so not only did they pass a budget, they didn't even pass a budget. They passed a continuing resolution to keep the government open for 45 days. Of those 45 days, I think there's only 32 of them that are actually work days. Of those, they've already chewed up 4 because they don't have a fucking speaker. So
we have like a week.
Nothing's good. Yeah,
to fucking.
They get a long weekend. They basically got Labor Day weekend to figure this shit out, and they don't. But I don't understand. It feels like burn it down. And look, I get it. I've been like that in places, but it seems like when everybody wants to burn it down on one side and the other people are just putting out fires and trying to rebuild it, you got to pick the right side. And I don't know what's going to happen, but I will say this. If Jim Jordan is speaker or Steve Scalise, what's going to happen is nothing. The Senate's not passing anything.
Scalise said he does not have an announcement to make at this time.
Oh, I thought he said he was doing it.
I think that the media was saying yesterday who they thought it could be, but he said he doesn't. I mean, at this time, he doesn't have an announcement to make.
But we've been on the road. Look, doesn't it feel like we were driving around? And also what's going on near the studio and stuff? Is it just where we're at? Doesn't it feel like everything's getting a little chaotic?
This is the most burn it down party
ever.
I think we ever had.
Yeah, I agree.
From Trump getting in.
Yeah,
and that burn it down crowd.
Yeah,
he was in because they just was.
That's what narcissists do, though. Burn it down. They're never thinking about anything other than themselves.
It's a wrecking ball.
Miller Meeks went and asked her with her Republican colleagues. This is who they were interviewing. Asked Gaetz who he wanted to replace. So you've got a plan, right? And he doesn't have one. He had no one person that he could name.
This is what I'm saying.
And this is somebody who's supposed to be writing laws.
And by the way, and again, as I point out again, okay, so you're the Speaker of the House. You're supposed to be a negotiating mastermind. You're supposed to be the best fucking negotiator because you got to work with all these people and come together and get something passed. And he fucking agreed to have one vote to take his ass out.
Yeah, and then Democrats didn't support him.
Well, they were going to. And then what happened was he came out the day before and basically shit all over the Democrats. And they had a meeting and went, "Hey, man,
we're not getting anything for it."
He's shitting on us and he wants us to help him. Not going to happen.
I wonder what the strategy of that is, because it took 15 votes and he was heavily favored to take that position and has been angling for that for a long time.
And they had no one else that was close.
Right. And because there were some other names that they tried to throw in.
4 votes, 5 votes. Right.
So I wonder if that's part of the strategy of the Democrats, because in my mind, I thought they would vote to keep him because they would want to prevent someone super crazy getting in there. But maybe they just know they're ineffective. Maybe they know they won't get someone in, and it'll give everybody some breathing room and time until the next election.
There's no good-hearted talent in the Republican. There's
there's a couple of people on the Democratic side that are kind of good-natured and stuff.
Yeah. Those supervillain groups and they all just yell and they're just egomaniacs, and that's what this party has. They don't have anybody that can.
It's weak-ass supervillains.
Yes.
I love that Matt Gaetz shut it down. So here's what the Democrats are probably thinking. And I hate that we're talking politics, and we'll get to the rest of the world in a second, but
we always talk about.
But that's what this whole Armageddon update's about. But I wish again it was ironically named, and now it's fucking not ironically named anymore. What if they did this? Because by the way, if Jordan gets in or any of these idiots get in, the Republican-led House is going to look. It's already a clown show. It's going to be insane.
Well, but also, so if let's say they do vote him in, we still have some old school Republicans in thinking that aren't going to go along. Right. So he's never going to get anything passed.
No.
If McCarthy can't get anything passed, how is Jim Jordan or Matt Gaetz or someone like that? Democrats are going to, again, put forward Hakeem Jeffries, the minority leader, but he's probably going to fall short.
Do you know what would be great? It would be great if those couple of those Republicans just were because listen, you can't just blanket. We have Republicans in our family, and some of them are really good people, and they're not crazy. And would it be great if those 5 or 6, because they only need 5, if 10 Republicans just went, yeah, fuck, you guys are fucked. Hakeem Jeffries, we got to, because at one point you got to pick country over party. At one point you have to go, you guys. If I'm on a baseball team and they they're the worst baseball team ever, and we got some ringers coming in, and then we played and on another, I'm fucking, come on, now fuck you guys, sit down. Hakeem Jeffries would at least run the government. Yeah. He would at least run the House of Representatives.
You know why else? It's just strategically stupid that they just it
doesn't make any sense.
It's majority Democrats, right? Uh-huh. And then if something and also Senate. If they get something through, Biden can veto it, right?
What do you mean majority Democrats?
Isn't the House majority?
No, 5. There's 5. There's 5.
The Senate more. Is, though.
Okay.
The Senate. So it can't get into. So any crazy shit they do pass,
right,
can't get out of the Senate.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, right. So it's all it's kind of not symbolic, but it's what the fuck is the difference?
Yeah.
Just keep McCarthy in there. Who cares? You're not going to get anything passed anyway.
No, it was personal.
Yeah. Right. Matt Gaetz, no, you didn't. You said I was a jerk. You said I was a meh. It is such a bunch of children. And it's the weird thing part is that the country. So now we're going to do it again. They're going to shut the government down in 30 days, 45 days. It's going to get shut down again because whoever they have as speaker, unless they get somebody,
they're going to have a speaker by 45 days.
We
do have an interim
they
guy.
do get along so on this, so they're
right,
so easy
and they're so balanced and fair. The problem is right now there's no funding for Ukraine, so that's stopped. That was something that he removed.
And someone was saying on the way over and the drive over that if any of those guys, Jordan, he goes, there will be no more funding for Ukraine, which I don't get.
Could you hear the radio when you were driving over?
You were driving your GTO, yeah. I have to get that fixed. Even
when
yeah.
I really realized I need
air conditioning
headphones,
and a radio.
Earmuffs.
I was going to say a hair clippy.
While I was wrapping my mind around the work it's going to be to take the car apart and put air conditioning in it.
But also that's probably a better idea. Air conditioning and that. So we have a pro tem guy, the North Carolina rep, Patrick McHenry.
Very angry. Beat the shit out of the gavel last night. He brought that
He
gavel up.
did? He's
Oh, you
got a
should
little
watch the
bow
video.
tie. He doesn't look like a guy that would.
Oh, he was. I guess he's really close to Kevin McCarthy, and he was so pissed. He
Yes,
was
because he was handpicked by McCarthy to fill the seat if it was vacated by death or this.
Right.
So right now the government does somewhat grind to a halt because we don't have a leader, and they're going to be spending all this time probably trying to vote or whip people into a vote just to get a leader.
Jesus Christ.
And then
what a clusterfuck.
And it's a clusterfuck. By the way, that's it. The clusterfuck Congress. This is the clusterfuck Congress.
It's like when you see those videos of like, I don't know, England or whatever.
They're all
when they just scream at each other. Yeah, that shit. And we're like, look at these idiots.
We love that, but now we are
whenever we see like video of like some weird like Asian country where they get in a fucking blazing fist fight and their guys are jumping off tables. I know, we got close.
So whomever is elected 56th Speaker of the House would have to find a way to fund the government and work with Democrats. But now whomever it is knows that they can be removed with one vote.
They can't. That's not democratic either.
House rule that has to be voted out. There's no way. Because what ends up happening is Matt Gaetz became the fucking shadow speaker of the House.
Exactly.
And that little fucking punk. He was just gonna, hey, do what I want or I'm gonna vote you out. Like you can't have that.
But this is so problematic because you have Matt Gaetz, who I was just reading an article on BBC where they said that he is President Biden's favorite Republican because he does everything Democrats want to happen. He's made this happen now. He's completely upended the Republican Party. And so I don't know. It seems strange to me that Matt Gaetz in the House, one person, and from Florida, I don't live in Florida, and Tommy Tuberville or whatever his stupid name is in the Senate is holding up all of these military nominations. In Alabama, he's Alabama. I don't live in Alabama. He doesn't represent me, but they both have stopped the government.
Yeah. Two guys. And he's done it to where they actually, Schumer actually had to run through. Do you guys get that, guys? So, see, I'm always trying to explain why do I vote the way I vote? Because shit like this, these guys have become these grandstanding fucktards who it's all about them. It's not about the government. Listen, man, Alabama, no abortion in Alabama, fine. But don't fuck up the whole rest of the country. Right. The military families can't get their raises. So they can't get their raises. They can't move up. They don't know where they're going to get stationed. Because, by the way, they put one guy in charge, then another guy moves to another job. And this guy's stopping it.
And also, who are you, football coach from Alabama?
Football coach.
To tell my niece that if she needs an abortion, my niece was sexually assaulted on a military base. Let's say she needed an abortion. Who are you, football coach, to tell DOD what to do? Yeah. And speaking of my niece, she's pregnant. She's not getting an abortion. She's married, Flapjack. Has a husband, and they're having a little boy, and who I've named Flapjack Johnson. And now she calls him FJ because she doesn't have a name yet, and it's going to stick. FJ Flapjack. But she told me just very offhanded yesterday. She said, my husband and I, we went to a couple of quick loan places to see about getting loans to pay our bills if they shut the government down. And she goes, but the percentage, the rates are so high.
It's like 21%.
And we don't pay our military, especially enlisted military, enough. And so they would never be able to pay that off. And it's like, these assholes are fighting little kid games, and there's people's lives. She's pregnant.
Yeah, people's lives at stake, 100%. And also the military can't function. So if we don't have the leaders in the military, if guys are retiring and we aren't replacing them because Tommy Toomer is being a douchebag.
And we're letting Putin take over. Oh, now we're fucked. He's going to get that Ukraine territory.
No, now
so we have no military.
But here's the thing. So why though? But here's what I don't get. Why? Someone pointed out they couldn't give enough money to Afghanistan. They couldn't give enough money to Afghanistan to get. Why the fuck? Why is Ukraine such a thing? Someone said, one of my members said, so corrupt. I go, Zelensky's not corrupt. The country maybe, but it's a real fucking war, man.
Because Raytheon's not there? Is that why?
Well, that's what people also don't get. Here's what people don't get. They don't send pallets of money to Ukraine. They send pallets of money to Boeing, to Raytheon, and to McDonnell Douglas to build the weapons to send to Ukraine. So all that money to Ukraine is going to American weapons manufacturers. I don't get it. Like, what you're actually hurting your.
There's an article in the New York Times that Steve Bannon is partially behind this as well. Gates and Nancy Mace of South Carolina. She's one of the other fringy people.
Chaos.
They walked over to his basement recording studio that day and did his War Room podcast. And he's having Congress people on his podcast. And this is what he says, because remember, he had a lot of things to say that led to January 6th as well. And this is a guy who was indicted for stealing millions of dollars and then got pardoned.
He stole it from Trump's voters.
Yep. Yes. And this is also the guy that said a couple days before the election, we're just not going to concede. Even if we lose, we're just going to say we won. And so he says, tectonic plates shift here in the imperial capital. This was on his show. We must stand in the breach now. We have to lance the boil that is K Street in this nation.
Oh my God.
So this kind of rhetoric.
Open sore is like, who, like, the dude?
He's a convicted felon, right?
No,
he's a felon, but he was pardoned, right?
He got pardoned.
Okay.
He had not yet gone to trial, I don't believe.
Because you're guilty of the crime.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's who's giving.
He has a podcast.
Donald Trump also
we
has
have
91
we have a
indictment.
podcast.
We have a podcast. Speaking of having a podcast, this episode brought to you by ButcherBox.
Yes.
Which we had the steaks this week. Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
My brother grilled on whatever day, Tuesday, in between our birthdays. And he made dinner in general, and he made chicken, and he made steak. And he goes, well, we're going to have to get meat. And I was like, no, we don't. Allow me to show you the garage freezer. And he was like, you have a garage freezer? And I'm like, we have a pantry out there too. We lived through the Trump presidency.
Yeah, exactly.
We stocked up.
Yeah.
So we had the steak, we had the chicken, and then it's like I tell you guys, we end up doing ads in our own house. So and
I was going to bring this up.
And my niece has already been a victim of one of these speeches from us. So she has signed up for ButcherBox because it's more affordable for her.
Yeah.
Affordable. I don't know why I'm talking like that. So she has it delivered on base because she priced it out and it's cheaper even than Costco and stuff. Yeah. So
she said that. That was interesting. She actually done
so then it became my niece, you and me
selling my
brother
from ButcherBox,
on the deal, and we were talking about how crazy the deals are and how much better the meat tastes.
The chicken, man. I had the next day, we had the chicken breast. I had the next day chicken breast. Just amazing. The density, the way the meat is clean. I am on board.
I'm on board. It's 100% grass-fed beef, free-range chicken, pork that's raised crate-free, and wild-caught seafood, nitrate-free bacon, humanely raised, no antibiotics or added hormones. That's why I believe it tastes so much better and cleaner, gets delivered to your doorstep, and it's free shipping. You really, is there a downside?
Nope.
You can pick your own box, or they've already curated some for you. You can choose sizes. It's all very customizable. Pause, cancel at any time. And they're giving us a special deal. So you can sign up today, use promo code Titus, and you'll receive ground beef. Oh, this is the one I just told my brother about. For the life of your subscription, plus $20 off your first order. That's 2 pounds of ground beef. This is the deal I got my dad when I signed him up. Free, 2 pounds in every box. For the life of your subscription, just add $20 take $20 off your first order when you sign up at butcherbox.com/Titus and use promo code Titus.
I butter basted the steak, grass-fed butter, butter basted it, and then I sliced it up and just put it on like just a sourdough bread with like ketchup.
Oh,
that's
yum.
it. Best steak sandwich, and I'm from Philadelphia. I'm from Philly. Best steak sandwich.
Insane.
Yeah, water.
My brother did that.
He chopped it up. It was good.
Dry rubbed it, and then he was telling me that Alton Brown, is that his name? The cook guy has this like way to dry age steak in your fridge, and that's what he does at home. So he's signing up for ButcherBox, but then he seasoned it and grilled it and let it rest, then sliced it. And we were like,
great.
man,
It was great.
we've been eating it for 3 days.
I learned how to cook steak because of your brother better. Man.
Yep.
I did connect with her.
There was a gag order just issued.
It's about time.
Did you see
Jesus
him?
Christ.
By the way, this is great to watch him. Trump's coming apart.
Yes,
I mean,
he is.
he's already been, he's already crazy, but we're watching him in this trial, and he's fucking furious. It's great that he's sitting in court like a child, like he does.
Yeah. And right. And you think like, oh, he's so strong and he's all powerful Trump. No. If he's angry, that means it's working.
Yeah.
And
then he's going out. The funniest thing is he goes out. So he's in court, right? The judge says what he says. Then he goes out in the hallway. He's got to go back to court. Talks mad shit about the judge, and then goes back in.
Yeah.
He's a genius, is what he is.
Genius. Gag order put in place by Judge Arthur Ingeron means that the parties in the case cannot post, email, or speak publicly about any members of the New York court staff. That was after Trump made a now deleted post on True Social, which is great because he never deletes posts, that shared the Instagram account of one of the judge's clerks and a photo of her with the Senate right next to it so that people could know what she looks like and know how to find her.
So he's really aiming high. He's going after clerks now. Courthouse clerks.
I think it's time. This guy, what I don't understand is you and me, this is you and I doing the same shit. We would be charged with assault, stalking. We'd be charged with something and we'd be in jail.
Yep.
They would go, you can't be free anymore. It's your until your trial. We're going to hold you in custody.
All if we just talk shit about a clerk at a courthouse.
And gave out our information. Yeah, give out our information, but he just keeps doing it.
So the judge walked in and said, this morning, one of the defendants posted on a social media account a disparaging, untrue, and personally identifying post about a member of my staff. Although I have since he ordered the post deleted. Apparently it was.
Oh, shit.
He said it was also then emailed out in fundraising emails to millions of people before he became aware of it. He said, personal attacks of any member of my court staff are unacceptable, inappropriate, and I will not tolerate it. They said Trump just stared straight ahead at the judge as he issued the order. So,
but doesn't this sound? He's going to get somebody fucking killed. He got Pelosi's husband got attacked.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why? I don't understand why we tolerate this fuck. Why are we still tolerating this?
We've never had our own Hitler type that rose up through this kind of fascist shit.
But yeah, right. But is it because he was president, so they just don't know what to do?
Yes.
Ray says this all the time. She goes, "We don't know what to do because we've never had an asshole like this.
There's no precedent,
right?
It's because they never conceived of.
Well, they got to listen.
And because he was president, they're kind of hands off about this is the decorum and how's it going to look for our country.
And the other weird thing is, he's protected by Secret Service. There are certain things that you're afforded after you've been president for life. Mm-hmm. So how do you, when you put a president in prison, we don't have a law that then, I mean, how they're going to have to.
If they lock him up, he's going to be in, it'll be the Kempton prison. It'll be nice. There'll be a mini bar.
There's going to be a mini bar. And it's going to
be. When they put him in jail,
this woman, this clerk took a picture with Chuck Schumer. Trump sent out that email saying that she was Schumer's girlfriend and said that it's how disgraceful. This case should be dismissed immediately, intimating that the judge's clerk is sleeping with Chuck Schumer and it's all the deep state.
Uh-huh. That it's a politically motivated.
So one more thing, that's also slander.
Yes.
One more thing, and to millions of people, if anything happens to this girl, I would right now be having an attorney file a case.
I don't get it. But the other case you're talking about is Letitia James' fraud case that the judge already wrote a summary judgment for part of it for finding that he and his kids are guilty of fraud.
Because his lawyer didn't check a box.
That's why you got a bench trial and not a jury trial.
Because There's a box you got to check. If you want a jury trial, check this box.
Well, he's already been through like 59,000 attorneys. So it's bottom barrel, moron.
I turned him down. He called me. He goes, can you do this? I heard you have a great podcast. No,
better call Saul.
Wow. He said about in the emails about the girl, this rogue judge, a Trump hater. The only one that hates Trump more is his associate up there. She's screaming into his ear almost every time we ask a question. A disgrace. It's a disgrace. My brother actually said yesterday, I really think that anyone that speaks about themselves in third person should be barred from being president.
Absolutely. Yeah,
like that alone, you are nuts. You're a narcissist.
Mm-hmm.
Not okay.
Look, I think people... McCarthy said it. This was interesting. When McCarthy was given up the speakership, he talked about Nazi Germany. He said, he goes, we are on track. That's what I've been saying for a long time. We are on track to do what Nazi Germany did. Like, if you look at what's happening, the authoritarianism that's rising up I don't understand why we're going to just let Ukraine go down. Biden will do something. He'll do an executive order or something.
So Trump is voluntarily showing up to those trials, right? Trial right now. He doesn't have to.
He thinks it's going to help him in the election.
He doesn't have to. He does have to testify, and he has said he will, but that's a mistake. And whenever he does testify, he pleads the fifth nonstop anyway. But he doesn't. It's not a good look, him sitting at that table.
No, it's not. And we have video of him saying about Hillary Clinton, if you plead the fifth, I'm from New York, I know mobsters. If you plead the fifth, it means you're guilty. And then he did it 400 times.
The fact that we have a mugshot of our president,
of a former president, right?
It's already like, okay, we need to just revoke whatever the fuck from 2016 to 2020.
There's numerous lawsuits going on right now. The 14th Amendment, right? They said that you can't, if you've
there's several states that have.
They've Colorado's filed it. I think Maryland's filed it. Wisconsin filed it. They're like, you can't be on the ballot, bro. It's in the Constitution. And this is what's funny. Mm-hmm. All these fucking people who Constitution, Second Amendment, Constitution. But it's in the Constitution that he can't run for president.
Deep state. Hater, Trump hater, rhino, loser. This episode brought to you by AG1.
AG1, another helping.
Just use this today. I use it every day. If you've been listening for a while, you know that we love this product. It was in the smoothie today.
Thank God.
I also, I had already had a scoop because we did have a party last night, and I'm not getting a lot of sleep. And so I was noticing I was feeling.
Girlfriends came over. It was very sweet.
It was very sweet. It was very fun. I'll tell you guys what they did in a little bit. But, so this morning, my brother was hurting and he had very fun, but he was hurting today. And he came in after riding the Peloton trying to sweat it out. And I go, oh, I know what you got to try.
Does that work? Sweating it out? I don't think that works.
For some people, it does. But you have to really hydrate because you're already dehydrated.
Yeah,
right?
why would you?
Don't ride it down the steps. That's the problem.
You don't need to hear this. Ever since I said this, it is step joke after step joke.
I am more aware of it right now because COVID is back. My uncle in New York has COVID. He's very sick and he runs 10 miles.
Yeah, he's in really good shape.
That's because he's breathing in all the COVID air.
Right. So he said that most of his friend group there has it now.
Oh, I'm going to go get the new thing then.
Yeah. And he said the doctor said it would just be a bad cold this round, but yesterday he goes, I thought it'd be better. And today it took a turn. But so that's why I'm thinking about AG1 all the time is because it supports your immune system. But I told my brother this morning, I go, you need to try this because he was definitely feeling a little sluggish and he actually listened to me. I couldn't believe it. And they had us do this for 30 days before we could do the ads because they know it works and they wanted us to say what we noticed. And I definitely noticed a difference in my energy, definitely in my digestion.
Definitely in my digestion, my stomach. Yeah.
My nails, even like your hair, skin and nails. It's just a whole body thing that you need, and it's easy. You don't have to take your probiotics and 10,000 vitamins anymore.
And it tastes good. So you just take a scoop of this, put it in a shaker bottle, a little bit of water, and you're done for the day. No multivitamin anymore, no pills. So AG1 is the supplement that we trust to provide the support our bodies need daily. That's why they've been our partner for so long now. If you want to take ownership of your health, it starts with AG1. Try AG1, get a free
1-year supply of vitamin D3K2 dropper bottle thing I tell you guys about, and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/Titus. That's drinkag1.com/Titus. Go check it out.
The immigration problem is getting so big right now. I don't even know. It's so, I mean, again, what is going on with these other countries that everybody has to come here? Why come these other countries don't have shit?
Yeah, and it's a mess here. Now what kind of
it's just,
I mean,
we seem crazy. I have never been in my lifetime seen America this disjointed, chaotic. There's people living on the street. And by the way, not just in California, all over the country. There's homeless all over the place. Yeah. And we elected this Mayor Bass, and she was supposed to come in and clean it up. And she's done absolutely jack shit.
Everybody's on strike. This is like the most worker
weird.
Strike like since the Great Depression.
I'm a union. I like unions. I think the workers, listen, if the companies hadn't had record profits, that's the problem. People don't understand that, these people are striking, they want more money. Yeah, because do you remember in 2008 when the economy tanked and GM, Chrysler, and Ford were going under? Ford is the only one that didn't take government money. And the unions gave all the automakers concessions. Well, guess what? When the profits came back, they didn't raise their pay again. Yeah. They just kept it like it was.
Yep. It's like, seems like it happens every time there's like a global crisis, right? The robber barons of the world kind of use it as a way to kind of just 100%. Gouge you. Like, so right after the pandemic, all the 5 companies that own everything in this country just got together and we're just like, what? Let's just there's a supply chain issues, yes, but it's only accounts for a small portion of it. And there's a little bit of inflation, of course, but they're like, let's just jack the prices up. So everything fucking, so then everyone's like, well, they were already at the bottom.
But we know this doesn't work. Like, it's authoritarianism. We know it doesn't work. Running the economy like this, we know it doesn't work. Mm-hmm. Why the fuck can't we just evolve to a place where we get like, I'm this new special. I'm working on one. I think it's tentatively titled Death Wish right now. Because it seems to me that America has a death wish. We keep trying. It's like whether it's from the Civil War on, even before then, we seem to have a death wish where we just try to end. It seems like they're trying to end the country. We know what works. We've seen it work worldwide. We've got other countries that have they have healthcare and it works.
Yep.
You have to wait a long time, as opposed to here where you can't get it.
You wait forever because you die.
Yeah, because you die.
And then your money gets taken from you at the end.
Exactly. So I am frustrated. I think I'm gonna have to write a bit about this. I have to figure out the key to it. But there's a piece available about how we are literally a suicidal country. It seems like we're always trying to kill ourselves.
Yes.
It's bizarre.
It is bizarre, and it's surreal is what it is now. It feels like that. I keep looking at people like, are you okay? Like, how do you not see what we see so blatantly? I don't understand.
The cognitive dissonance when those people are like, man, Trump's the guy. And they'll interview him. Oh, there was a great one. I love these guys that are going out like Jordan Clever. There's a couple different guys that are doing it. And they go out and interview people at Trump rallies. And man, ladies holding up it says, no abortion. God protects all babies. And the guy goes, all he says is this. And he goes, yes. Jesus protects all babies. God doesn't want babies to die. And he goes, didn't God kill all the firstborn in Egypt? And the fucking woman locks up. She goes,
interview's over.
She goes, we're done here. She goes, we're done here.
Oh, shit.
She goes, we're done here. And and so it all comes down to education, doesn't it? Doesn't it all just come down to being, if no one taught you to think critically, you don't. You just listen to what the leaders say, and that's fucking it.
Well, the fact that, so Trump's their guy, but he didn't, like, if you think back to the time, he didn't do anything get anything done that he said he was going to get done.
Absolutely nothing.
Like fucking nothing.
They think he did, though.
But no infrastructure, no
healthcare.
Because 2 weeks, coming in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Still coming. No.
He's dropped off Forbes' list of richest Americans as his social media platform and office buildings lose value, which the reason why you're seeing him unravel, his whole foundation as a narcissist is being the wealthy New York real estate businessman. And his whole identity is wrapped up in his name on those buildings in New York City. And if they do sell those off, I mean, he's seeing that as a real possibility. He just filed an appeal against the summary judgment that he committed fraud, of course. I don't think he's going to win that, but he has now fallen off of the Forbes list of richest Americans.
God, what a nice little cherry on the top of his pain.
Yeah. His net worth tumbled by 19%. This just came out today, or 600 million to an now estimated 2.6 billion. That left him with 300 million shy of the Forbes cutoff.
They also swapped out Biden in Home Alone 2. In his scene.
Yeah, exactly.
So that
would make him insane.
That would be great. They put Biden in. That's the funniest shit. That would, oh my God.
Please, can
someone do that? We got to do that. That's awesome.
We'll cut it and then we'll put that in something.
That's brilliant. You're brilliant.
That is brilliant.
That's brilliant.
I imagine that his net worth is really going to tumble once this trial is over and all the evidence is released, because she put forth enough evidence that the judge just did this summary judgment before this trial even started that he committed fraud. And they said in the billions, that he overestimated his worth by billions.
Didn't she, don't they want 250 million in damages?
Mm-hmm.
That's it?
And he can't run his businesses anymore. They took his license. He can't even operate a business in New York. This is the guy who got a charity taken away from him.
Canceled.
I want to point out, and I'll keep pointing it out. Everybody who listened to this podcast for the last 5-6 years, we called every fucking one of these things.
Yeah.
We said this guy's a hump. He's a liar. He's a con man. He had a college that he had to settle for $25 million. His kids can't be on the board of a charity. He's the worst human being.
I said like 5 years ago that, do you remember this? So you weren't here. Who was here? It had to be Fetus.
Yep.
That Letitia James was going to take Donald Trump down.
Yeah,
and what I loved the most about that was that it was going to be not only a woman, but a woman of color take his ass down. Yep. And I wish that there were a way to search things that we said before. Like he told us about COVID when nobody was talking about COVID.
It was in November. I was saying guys were
Nostratitis right
there.
Yeah.
It wasn't hard. If you just watch the news and you go, I remember saying, babe, these guys in China are wearing hazmat suits shooting buildings with Roundup. Something's wrong. And they were locking people. There was reports that they were locking people and welding people into their apartments. So I was like, that shit doesn't stay. It's coming. And
speaking of something Donald Trump has never done, this episode brought to you by Fitbod. He said it at the same time.
Yeah.
Fitbod. This is the king of Fitbod right here.
I will tell you this. I have never felt better. I've now, because I've done it long enough and I've developed a habit. The one thing, people, there's a body weight setting on there. So you can turn off, like, let's say you're in a hotel room, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you think body weight, how good could it be? Mm-hmm. Ask her, we're in the hotel. Crazy. I'm dying. I'm like, these are harder than weights. I'd rather have the weights.
And then you did that this past week on the road. Yep. And then the next day when he would climb stairs, ow. From your
I did like
stepping off curbs.
You were doing some leg thing that I really liked. Remember?
Yeah, and I turned it. Well, it was you said Shantae, Shantae. I was doing a thing where you leg it, and you know what I thought, because I'm training with Jedi martial arts, it actually works the side of your leg, and I was like, oh, that's a hook kick. And I started doing it as a hook kick, so it didn't look so.
Sachet.
Yeah, it didn't look so.
Shantae.
Yeah, it didn't look so. Yeah.
Get it, girl.
Just give him one of those streamer things.
Yes, and I do ribbons. But you have to put that in the equipment.
Why? Like, because I know when you work out, sometimes like you hit plateaus or you just get tired of it. Why this? Why is this what works? Why do you keep going back to this?
I don't know. I think it's because I know I set it for an hour. They're right. It's an hour. If you go through the exercises, there's a degree of completion at the end of it. 10 exercises. You also get to actually pick, like, let's say, so I set up my I set up my exercises, what I want. Now you can just let it do what it's going to do, and it'll give you a full body workout every time. But I'm going to do chest. I'm going to do chest, abs, and bis today. And it'll give you 10 exercises. Then if like I go down and it's a weird exercise or something I just don't like, or don't, because of my shoulder or whatever, you just slide it over and it gives you a list of 10 more exercises that you can pick from.
Oh, scool.
And then you go that one and it goes slides
and
it
they
slides
have
it back
videos
in.
that you can go see how
There's
to
videos,
do it.
Video. Let's say there's a couple things that I was doing these curls to front raise. So it's curls to front raise. So you can't keep, and I just was like, okay, let me see what, if sometimes the name, I'm like, what is that? Hit the video, boom, plays it. I think it's, just so you guys know, I use it every day.
He does. I've never seen him more committed. That's why I was wondering why. I have certainly heard you at the end of the month, you go and look because it shows you how many days you worked out in the month. And I'll hear him go, man, I didn't get this. I didn't, whatever.
Yeah,
like you're always, it's almost like you're competing with yourself.
Constantly. Yep.
And it's made it a little bit of a game for you, I think, or something. So
sometimes it'll up the weight
does.
too much. Like it gave me curls the other day. It gave me stop curls. You had the pause curls. And it 45s.
That's good. So it knows to push you. That's
I'm like this bitch.
Yes,
yeah.
but it builds on your past workouts and what you did, and it's completely tailored to you. So you guys need to know if you just are starting, you're not going to get 45-pound dumbbell curls. It's all based on what you've done before and building on that, and not giving you this. Like if you only know one way to work out, and then you kind of hit your max, you hit your plateau. This changes it for you. Whereas
I also love that it has, I love that it's, again, finite. You're done with the 10, but I don't have to think about it. I hit it.
That's a big part. It goes,
yeah, because sometimes you go to
when
you go to the gym and you look, and you ever do that? You were walking to the gym and you just look around. Like, okay, what am I doing today?
Yes, I hate
this
that.
one, I just go, I'm doing this and this. Bam,
Takes
10
the
exercises.
thought out of it. It keeps track of your achievements and personal bests because they have all new progress tracking charts, which is what you were talking about the other day.
Yeah, but it's really got faith in me because it's giving me way. I'm like, bro, I'm not this.
You're at almost a year of
November
religiously using this every week. So it's never been easier to get the results you've always wanted. Check out FitBod. That's 25% off of your subscription at fitbod.me/Titus. That's fitbod.me/Titus. It's insanely affordable.
You know what it really needs to start doing? Whenever like you have days like last night, it needs to go, stop drinking that shit.
Put it down. Look at the workout you have tomorrow.
This is going to be tomorrow, bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, here's the thing.
Burpees, human makers.
Last night scared me. I fell. I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't stop drinking. That bothers me a lot. But B, like I hit my head too. I was washing my hair this morning. I'm like, oh, there's a bump on my head. I could have Bob Saget it out, man.
I told him, and then he would have ruined my birthday for the rest of my life.
Exactly.
That's ruin that birthday.
Every October 3rd.
You would have remembered the Flintstones
so I'm off the hooch. Let's just leave it at that.
As
I'm
Billy
off the
Gardell would say.
Yeah.
For 3 months. He'll be back on.
No, I'll build the habit, or not by 3 months. I'll go 3 more months. Listen, 3 months at a time. 3 months at a time.
That's you're on the four. What's the not a 12-step program? On the 4-step.
They're saying that McCarthy kicked Pelosi out of her office. Sources are saying so he can move into it.
He also killed Dianne Feinstein. Murder.
Oh, and they got. We didn't talk about this. They arrested a guy in the Tupac's murder.
Oh yeah,
they made an arrest in the Tupac.
I only remember it because
it's only been 400 years.
Yeah, but you know how they caught him? He wrote it in a book that he was in the car.
He put out a memoir in 2019.
Posted on Truth Social. What the fuck?
And then he did a bunch of interviews. So it reignited interest in this cold case. And
the funny thing is,
he said there were only 3 people in that car, and he lists them. Then he says his nephew was in the back seat. He handed him the gun. Now, everyone else is dead but him.
Was this book If I Did It? Like OJ's?
Yeah,
Is that how I did it?
Same
Can
publisher,
you believe that?
Same publisher.
It's in that market, yeah.
It was like a little bit...
Harvey wants to give it. If I was going to massage rape people.
It was a little let down-ish for me. Although he said that he's done. because people in prison find out that's the dude that killed Tupac,
and they got
and
Tupac
you're already
posters on the
down
wall.
for life. Wouldn't you love to be the guy that took out the guy that? Yeah,
and then that book's coming out.
Yeah.
Then
I did it too.
I killed the guy who killed the guy.
I also did it.
Me too.
But the thing is that you said this was what got me. I didn't know this. We were talking about it, and Ray goes, "Yeah, everybody else is dead." I go, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, everybody that was even questioned or involved in it and knew about it just having to die."
Where's Suge Knight now? Is he still?
And the guy,
he's in prison.
And the guy, this guy they arrested, they were saying it doesn't matter if he pulled the trigger or not. It matters that he was in the car.
They said he was the mastermind of it.
And there's a new law that states if you're part of it, it's like it's I think it's not even a new law. It's how they
it's a conspiracy.
How they took Manson down too. Was that
I don't know if we've talked about this, but so I know we mentioned that the Ukraine aid was gone from the budget for at least these 45 days. But the U.S. Biden administration has now announced they're going to transfer weapons that they seized from Iran and send them to Ukraine. So that's a little
also made by.
I'm sorry.
Raytheon.
Why are we sending? Why are we sending Iranian weapons?
He's trying to find a way to still support Ukraine, but without a budget for it.
People don't understand.
So we seized thousands of seized. Holy crap, I'm tired. Thousands of seized Iranian weapons and rounds of ammunition are now being transferred to Ukraine. So we seized
have
over
a whole
1 million
Craigslist
rounds
stash of shit.
Yes,
yeah, with the Toyota trucks and the,
Yeah, some monkey bars for the for the Taliban monkey bars. Here's some training equipment for you guys.
We got them in July, so we've been hanging on to them. I guess you're right, but it was over 1 million rounds of ammunition. So he's just trying to find ways in the
gotta do something with them.
Sure, it's high quality.
Yeah, that's
it's got Iranian. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Not made from chicken wire
and old tires. And
man, that was
there's corn in my bullet. Why is there corn?
Speaking of corn, I had to just go right to it. This episode brought to you by HelloFresh.
Yes,
another
great company that we use.
Absolutely love this company, and they advertise on our other podcast, Knock 'Em Dead, which we just recorded our next episode, and you guys should definitely go check that out. Knock 'Em Dead podcast on YouTube. And we were talking about this when we were recording that we have yet to find something that we haven't liked.
That we didn't like that wasn't again. I say you look at it, bite. What the hell? Yeah.
Yes, it is. Have you?
Yeah. And that tastes it's always good, and it's to that point. It's like, and it looks like the picture.
I don't know how that happens.
You're like, wow, that's good, and it looks
because I'm like, I don't know how to make this thing I just made.
I'm gonna get the photo shoot. I'm gonna get some lighting and get my eye light. And we're gonna film this before we eat this.
There are some things because they do have 15-minute or less quick and easy meals, and there are some things like those cheeseburger with the sauce. You
always bring this up. You love those
because they were 4 steps.
Yeah.
The card, instead of having 6 squares with you get full color pictures, it was just 4 squares and I was done.
Easy as hell. Yeah.
I swear to you, it took me less than maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And that was partially assembling. And I knew he was going to trip out about those, and he did. They were insane.
Sometimes the right amount of spice, the right everything.
Yeah, everything's perfect.
It's all there. You get to make it. It's cool, and you learn how to cook. Really,
you learn how to cook, and because this is especially a busy season for everybody, we're going into holiday season. This is a great company to have during holidays when your family is staying at your house, because then you don't have to think about it. It takes the guesswork out of it. You don't have to go to the grocery store. It's cheaper than going to the grocery store. And it tastes better. And we should probably mention that it is a meal delivery service. Yep. We didn't say that, but each bag has its own recipe in it with the exact amount of ingredients that you need, unless you're Highlander and you keep spices.
He saves it. Yeah, he actually does. He does.
They're all good. They're all good.
Yeah.
There's enough in there that
they do
you
put
can
extra sometimes.
Yeah.
So all you have to do to try this, and you should, is go to hellofresh.com/50Titus and use promo code 50Titus. You're going to get 50% off plus free shipping. That's hellofresh.com/50Titus. Use code 50Titus for 50% off and free shipping. America's #1 meal kit.
That's the cook and look. That's what you call
cook
it.
and look. Where you
The cook and look.
Yeah, the cook and look. Yeah.
It's insane.
So just eat.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. I am a citrus zester now.
Yes, you are. You possess the shit out of some citrus.
And it's just anyway. And I've tried foods I never had before.
Right.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. I told him last night, before my party, I took my brother around the neighborhood, and it's just, I walked in and I said, that car is everything. It just is all of it.
Yeah.
All in one. It's it's the freest I feel.
The feel.
Windows down.
Yep.
The loud
vibe. Yeah.
I drove here with Groucho, and he was in the window.
It's the toughest car on the planet. And then if you guys come, that's badass GT. Oh, she and her dog. Wow. Puppy.
My hair.
It's such an interesting combination of you driving that badass car, looking like you look, and then have a little dog pop his head out. Hey, everybody.
I've seen you do that, though. Like you're putting mean face with the sunglasses and then the puppy like right in front of you.
Sometimes two of them. Where he's like, he tried to do the mean face at somebody in traffic, and they were both in the window, and he was like, and I go, I don't think that works. When they're both
the puppies are just like, yeah, fuck you.
So my friend Jen last night, she had seen it. I didn't know. I have also seen it. There's a video on Instagram and for a party idea. And so she did it last night. I got out of the GTO and I hear her somewhere on my street giggling. I know her laugh. And so my brother goes, you should go inside. So I go inside, and then somebody needs him. So somebody comes and gets him. And then he goes, go open the door. So I open the door, and it is every girl is lined up, and Tony Horton was the driver for them, drops him off, and he's videoing it.
It's a reality show.
And Jen was red, all red. She had on a red beret, red glasses, red sweater, red jacket, red pants, red shoes. She's holding a basket this big, and it's filled with all red things, red gifts, red food, red snacks, like the Cheez-It box is red, right? So that's in there, and all kinds of gifts. And then Barb comes next, and Barb is blue.
Yes.
And Barb she's all blue, and she's got a giant basket filled with all blue gifts. We had pink, we had rose gold, we had mahogany, did black, my favorite color. We had green. I mean, it was crazy. There was a line, and all with these giant baskets filled with gifts, and it covered our whole kitchen.
It was like a pride thing with the rainbow.
Oh, you do?
I have the whole thing.
So. Well, I'll approve it later before.
Everybody came in different colors. Jen, I thought killed it. Jen has the.
There's a gag order put on this video, sir.
Yeah, I don't believe in showing things.
Okay, all right.
But it was really awesome. And then we all drank too much. And then somebody had the bright idea to go around and say what I mean to everybody. And that was, you even got choked up.
You just saw black and blue.
I killed it. I closed it. I did.
Well, he was going to go first. And I go, no, you'd be the closer. And he was like, oh, you're right. You're right. A man officiating a wedding in Nebraska accidentally shot his 12-year-old grandson during the ceremony. I thought we could close on this.
I'm sorry, what?
It just popped up.
None of that goes together. Wait,
a grandfather was officiating the wedding in Nebraska. He's now facing charges after accidentally shooting his 12-year-old grandson during the ceremony.
But I think it was purposeful. I told you not to chew gum. I don't quite understand.
He attempted to shoot a Pieta model 1860 snub-nosed revolver loaded with a blank into the air to gain the attention of the wedding guests.
I guess he disapproved of the wedding? Is that what? Is the 12-year-old the groom?
Instead of going ting, 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 or
he went bang, bang, bang.
Hey guys, everybody over here. He shot the gun into the air to get everybody's attention.
Well, he shot it in the air, but how did he shoot a kid?
He said he decided to gain everyone's attention and start the wedding with a bang. When he decided to cock the hammer of the revolver, it slipped and it shot his grandson.
He's not dead, though.
No.
Good, thank God.
But I just wanted you guys to know that stupid people are alive and well in there.
Yes, they are.
And they're armed.
And they drive over in front of me on the way to the shop today, too. All right, you guys ready?
Why do you bring a gun to a wedding?
Yeah, but he's got to do
because
wedding.
You got to get people's attention. You can't. Like she said,
They
you
don't
can't
have a microphone.
You can't just go, hey. We used to, in the old days, we said, hey, but today,
you just get a DJ. How about a DJ?
It's time for Highlanders Fun Facts. Highlanders Fun Facts. It's Highlanders Fun Facts. Yeah, it's getting better. You gotta say, yeah. That's your part now.
Yeah, you gotta say,
yeah.
All right. You were a little out of tune right there.
Yeah,
you gotta.
By whisper.
Should do be. You can add.
Yeah.
Today, we mostly compare candidates on their policies or on their approach to key issues, kind of. But what about in 1884? Comparisons of presidential candidates included an analysis of their skulls.
Really?
Yes.
So how did Lincoln get elected? Because that was an unusual
half. He had half of the votes.
I swear, I think you are a descendant of Lincoln.
It was a blowout.
All right. So we are now, so by part of the new show, guys, I'm writing is like my family's here since 1608. I'm going to go through everybody and I'm going to figure out. I'm going to figure out what my people did.
You can come and see us October 12th, Raleigh Improv, one show only. 13th, Charlotte Booth Playhouse, North Carolina. Atlanta Center Stage on Saturday, the 14th. Also coming up, Tacoma Comedy Club. In San Diego.
And Ray too, by the way, guys, this show, first of all, she's killing it. The last week was good. I did not like the first night, but the last week was great.
Yeah, we had some fun. Houston was awesome.
But you got to come see it. You're basically seeing two great comics. You're so good now. And this show, this Carrying Monsters is the best thing I've ever done.
Yes,
it's like this, it's this weird epic that it doesn't stop. That's what's really cool about it. It has this
all these callbacks.
I'm not a big bragger. It's I'm funny. It'll make you laugh. But man, it just has this. It starts here I'm proud of it.
You should be. Titus at his best yet.
Yep. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We will be back soon. Enjoy the Armageddon update. Please subscribe to the channel. Go to ChristopherTitus.com for everything. Christopher Titus TV for all the content we have. Do me a favor, though. Watch Zero Side Effects. If you haven't seen it yet, there's a new special up there. And all my specials there. And the TV show Titus is up there with the 2 episodes that we shot over COVID.
Yeah.
I had someone comment on that when we were on the road. They just go, how did you guys do that? I'm like, well, I have a studio. And they go, but it was
we still don't know how
it was like, yeah. No, I don't remember. Do you guys
lots of sadness.
Do you guys remember a lot of the COVID? I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember all of it.
It's so vivid for me.
like during like a war,
so beautiful.
when you just have flashes of
it was the best.
Every day we got, I don't even know what we did. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And I will see you I will be 7 days sober at that point. Next week. Bye, guys.
Bye,
for myself,
guys.
the lovely Bombshell, Ray, and the Highlander. Later.
Peace out.
There can be only one.
Fortune.